Hey guys, John the Economist here coming at you with a Bitcoin update video. So it's been a long time since I've done a Bitcoin exclusive video. And the reason why is because the equity markets were in a bear market, and therefore risk on markets are in a bear market, and Bitcoin is a risk on asset. So it was not going to do anything too substantially different from the rest of the market in this, high inflation liquidity tightening time period that we're currently living through. But based off of our market update videos that we tend to do, every week, is taking a look at the inflation rate. Right, December inflation came in as expected at 6.5%. So you can say sustainably now, we're pretty much in a downtrend since August, right, and a sustainable one at that. It definitely is looking like, at least for the moment, that inflation has peaked, and that's giving risk on markets slightly more wiggle room to maybe think about, a move to the upside. The other thing I want to take a look at that's really important is the dollar has finally lost its kind of critical support area that we talked about last video, right? Said, oh, like it's kind of holding on for dear life right here. So we want to keep a close eye on what it does. And officially, it's, broken out, and it's actually under its 300-day moving average now, which the dollar has not been under its 300-day moving average since, when the bull market started to kind of come to a close in July of 2021, right? So we've had pretty much, what is that? I'm bad at math. You know, over a year, well over a year of just sustained move to the upside for the dollar. So the fact that this is now, been moving to the downside for a couple of months now and is losing like critical support and breaking down is very important if you have investments in risk on assets and would like to see those go up, right? So that's all I'm going to talk about as far as like macroeconomic indicators for this video, because I do tend to cover those relatively frequently and I don't mean to sound like a broken record. So let's take a look at this Bitcoin move. So the first thing that I want to mention is that this move has made it well above the 100-day moving average. And if you see, right, when we were in this range, I'm actually going to move down to my other Bitcoin chart that I like a little bit better. Sorry, guys. When we were in this previous range up here before like the FTX thing happened and we, went down into a new range, is we were getting rejected off the 100-day moving average. No sustained moves above it. We had one close above it here and then quickly came crashing back down. I guess you could say that could happen here. The reason why I'm hesitant to think that this move is going to end like this move is because of the candlestick structure here. We're well above the 100-day moving average, and I'm going to break this down just slightly more in a little bit. But one thing that's worth noting is that we're well above it this time, and that we actually kind of bounced off of it as support to start the move, right? So you could kind of consider the move on the 11th of January as that breaking above it, and then we hung out for a little bit and then started moving up. So those are reasons to believe that this is a genuine break of the 100-day moving average as resistance. The last time that we did this was this move over here in March, where like people for a second thought that, we might actually be able to recover, and then we got rejected actually off of the 200-day moving average, right? And 100-day, 200-day moving averages are pretty critical to look at as far as being above or below them in bull or bear markets. And the other thing that's worth looking at is the 20-week moving average, which is something that a technical analyst on YouTube by the name of Ben Cowan has coined as like a bull market, bear market resistance band. And right now, we're actually pushing into that as well. But really quickly, before we kind of move into talking about what that could potentially mean, I'm actually going to draw a white line here at where the 100-day moving average is, right? On the daily. So you see this white line here, okay? And the reason why I'm drawing that white line is we're going to take away the moving averages for just a moment, and we are going to switch to the hourly chart. And the reason why I think this move is different from the others getting above the 100-day moving average that we might actually sustain this. So if you look at the hourly chart, we broke above it, bounced on it as support, went above, went down, tested it as support for a few hours, and then started moving up again, right? That's perfect. Not only that, you're actually seeing increasing volume on these moves, right? You saw increasing volume when you broke above it, and you saw increasing volume when you went to test it as support and then it bounced, right? So both of these things are great for actually seeing that the move has strength. Additionally, we are oversold for the first time in a long time. Since October of 2021, right? And like way above it too. Lots and lots and lots of strength in this move, as compared to other moves that did not have that same kind of strength. Keep in mind that things being overbought or oversold are actually bullish or bearish signals. People will look at RSI and they'll say, oh, this is oversold. It's oversold. That means it has to go down soon. That's not the right way to look at RSI. RSI is showing a lot of momentum in the move in either direction. And because of that, this is actually very bullish, right? And this being beneath it would be considered bearish. Probably the other times that it's been, you know. So just worth looking at. And also it's worth considering when you're looking at RSI. What did I just do to my chart? Thank God I could control that Z that back. The other thing to consider too is that when you're trading RSI, you want to use divergences in RSI. You don't want to just go and say, "Oh, we're overbought or oversold. I need to make a move based off of that." That's not the right way to read it. The other thing I want to take a look at then is the 20 week, right? And so we're already in the 21 week EMA and the 20 week SMA, right? And that level is $19,200 roughly. We got damn near it earlier today. So what you want to see here on the weekly, and this is how you get really strong sustained moves in Bitcoin, is we want to break above it with strength, come down, test it as support for a bit, and then start heading up, right? If you look at what we did over here, and I apologize, my moving averages are a little noisy because I do have quite a few of them. We got above, it's this blue and gray line here, right? These guys we got above it. We came down, held it as support for 2 weeks, and then started moving up. And we had a nice, strong, right, 70% move off of that. And then, arguably the more significant move is this one from 2020 when we got above it. We held it as support for weeks, like a long time. And then obviously we had the 10x move that came as a result of that. So yeah, that's pretty much next step here, right? Is we need to get, first of all, above the 200-day moving average, which conveniently is pretty much at the exact same spot that the 20-week moving average is, right? So you got to get above both of these with some strength, right? Breaking into like the 20K-ish range, low 20s would be great. Coming back down, holding it as support, and then moving up. So that's what you guys are looking for. And once again, this time might not be different, right? We might get rejected these moving averages, and it's another few weeks of going down and what we've been used to for the past year. But I would say that out of all the moves I've seen so far this bear market, the only one that competes with this one as far as strength goes is this one over here. We did get rejected off of that one. We'll see if this one ends up being the case. So we'll check back in a couple weeks and see what ends up going on with Bitcoin. Hope you guys have been doing some buying. I bought some Bitcoin in this area and I bought some Bitcoin in this area. Pretty happy with both of those buys. So we'll see what happens, right? I think both are in profit now. So we'll see how long we can ride that. But yeah, feeling good about where we're at right now in the market. Seems like we have a couple green lights. That doesn't necessarily mean that we're fully out of this downtrend yet, but at least could have some relief ahead of us. So until next time, I will catch you guys later. Peace.